Mathieu Amalric, did you read Georges Devreux before starting to work on this film? And did you know this book, Psychothérapie d'un Indien des Plaines en français, Reality and Dreams in English?
I had heard about it because it's a book that obsesses Arnaud Desplechin for more than 25 years. So even on the first page of King and Queen's script already, they were written inspired by Reality and Dream, de Georges Devreux, and the character of the psychoanalysis in that film is called Devreux already. So I had just looked a little, but it's true that it's because, no, it's when Arnaud talked about this project, this film that he wanted to do, that I started to read things, and mostly the second part of Reality and Dream that is like almost a play, because the situation was very simple. Devreux was not allowed to be a psychoanalyst in America, so he was just a consultant in Topeka, almost in the middle of nothing, in this veteran hospital for a military hospital, and he had nothing else to do. He was allowed to see Jimmy Picard for 1 hour every day, so he would just, the rest of the day, by boredom, just write down all the dialogues. That it's like a play, the dialogues.
And you said in an interview that you read it and read it and read it so much that you know them by heart, you can do them in any different way, and that you never prepared yourself that hard for any role.
Because it wasn't in my language, it was in English, and Arnaud wanted us to invent something with the Hungarian background of Devreux, so to find something with the accent also. So in that case, yes, you just work like a boxer. You do practice, you practice, you practice to be strong on the day of the shooting, because we knew that we had very little time to shoot this film. There was only 7 weeks. So Arnaud did 1 or 2 takes only. So you had to be sharp on the day of the shooting. So I tried to practice as much as I could. So yes, I was sort of concentrated, yes, and trying to read only Devreux in English during the shooting and be in his state of mind. But it was more also to be full of his freedom of spirit, you know, this man that was at the margin of everything, not really an anthropologist, not wanting to belong to one place, not wanting men to be defined only by their identity. That reading him just brings a sort of joyness that he had, a sort of appetite and pleasure.
Is it also something that moves you? Is it something you connect to?
Yes, now I do.
Now, you mean?
Well, now because it was also very technical work, to know your lines, and especially not really the lines, but what's happening between the lines. Because during a psychoanalysis, it's the silence between what did he hear that Jimmy said that Jimmy is not aware of, and what are they searching. It's like diving under the sea to find hidden treasures or something like that, and you have to know exactly what he's thinking of. So that's why I started myself a psychoanalysis, you know, to be in that mood and to live all that like an adventure, because it is an adventure. It's very scary. You discover things that are incredible.
Incredible?
Yeah, incredible, really, that you can't believe in that you had. That how a human being is constructed.
Like what, for example? Because you said once that doing a film is a great experience because it builds up new synapses in your mind.
Yes, it's true.
So is that what we are talking about?
Especially with Arnaud. But it was mostly that on screen when you can see the mind, what they are thinking of.
It's also the ultimate Arnaud Desplechin film because since the beginnings he was obsessed by the words and the way the words can have a physical impact on the character's body. So is that the way you feel it too?
It's true. It's true that this film is about really not bavardage, but really something that a word like a stone, and you have to mold it. Yes, it's a physical act. Yeah.
How did the two of you work on this film? Because I think usually you have a lot of time, and he embodies every character, and there are many different directions possible for each scene. Was it different?
No,
in this film?
on this film, he couldn't work on variations. We didn't have time, and I think that Arnaud wanted to change completely his way of shooting films. So we would do 1 or 2 takes, one setup would say one thing, just go directly to the fact and try, we just did, was more, yeah, like that than variation. He changed his way of working, and you can feel that this film has something that has to do with peace almost, or two men that are able to talk to each other, a friendship that just falls upon them. And there is no conflict almost in this film, and for a Desplechin film it's very new.
You mean with you, with the
No,
team?
no, I'm talking about the film. The film.
The story.
Yeah.
Last question. It's very specific, but how did you have a lot of latitude to embody Georges Devreux? For example, you made a very exuberant character, but he was also very exuberant in real life. But I'm asking this question because you're wearing a hat at some point of the film, and the hat is too big for you. And I was wondering, is that Mathieu Amalric doing a proposition? It looks like a Hasidic hat,
yes.
But it could also be the
Cowboy.
French interpretation of porter le chapeau, meaning responsible for.
You will discover the story of the hat in the DVD, because there's a scene that is cut out of the film. You will understand why, but it's exactly that. Madeleine, who is an incredible character played by the wonderful Gina McKee, makes fun of Devreux at one moment because he comes back with what he thinks is a cowboy hat. I'm an American. And she says, oh, straight from the shtetl. And he says, I'm not Jewish. And he just wants to break out this identity that he comes from. He says, I'm Georges Devreux. I love Greek. I love dogs. I love Indians. He always wanted to. No, everything is invented by Desplechin. Everything.
But really invented.
Yes, but I mean, I tried just to be a good tool for him. So to be as sharp as possible, technically, like an athlete. Know my lines as well. I know exactly. I'm full of what the what is in psychoanalysis, what is in Indian, what is anthropology. That's what I get full of all that, to be as sharp as possible on the set, so that Arnaud can then invent what he wants. But I don't try to bring my own personality, or I don't think an actor should do that. I mean, with Arnaud, it's more funny to be surprised by his imagination.